The purpose of this demonstration is to show how to compose and send the monthly newsletter. Monthly newsletters have been going out about the middle of each month. So this is January 15th, 2025. So I'm going to put together a newsletter to send out. I have the website, crimesceneinvestigator.net, and on the left, I have my HTML editor. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is bring up the most recent version of the newsletter to use as a template. So I'm going to go over to my computer, to the directory, and it's a folder called newsletter. And you see the newsletter files there. So I'm going to go to December 2024, bring that up by double clicking. And now what I'm going to do is save this as the new file. So I have 0125. All right, so I'm starting out with the same thing I had before. With this editing, if I just hit Control F9, I can see what it's going to look like. So this is what last month's newsletter looked like. So what I'll do now is just go back to the editing software and make my changes for this month. So this is now 0125, 25. That gives them this text up here that says view and browser, because we'll upload a copy of this into our website so that people can click on that if they want to look at the email in their browser instead of in their email. Then I'm going to go down here and change this to January 2025. Now this is where the article will be. So now what I need to do is choose an article to feature in the newsletter. So just looking at the newsletter on the right here, you see that we have the banner, the title, the date, and then we have an article. And it's a partial of an article, and often it will include a photograph or something from the article. And then it says read the complete article. So if someone clicks on that, it takes them to the web page that has that article. So that gets people to go to the website from the newsletter. On the right-hand side, I've got a column here with some ads. So you can put in any ad there. This one takes them to the university and college programs. Now, this is the page that if anyone clicks on, it takes them to a form where they can see colleges that we will end up getting paid for the lead if the person then fills this out. Okay, so I have to choose, when I graduated and what my highest degree was, and then it'll find some programs. And if people then ask for information from one of these programs, we get paid. So we want to make sure that that is where they can go. And that's why I have that ad in the newsletter. And then this one just takes them, if person's going, I really think I do like this topic. I want to get involved. How do I become one? This takes them to the page that is how to become a crime scene investigator. And of course, it has ads and so forth on that. Then below all of that, below the article with that sidebar, is where I normally have a featured video presentation. So if someone says, okay, I want to learn more, and I try to make that match kind of what is in the article. All right. And then they can go to the video page on our website that has the video that was just featured, in this case, packaging and collecting firearms. and then they can play that. And again, with YouTube videos, we are running ads now on the videos, so there's an income stream there. Then below that featured video, I normally have a featured resource, which is some kind of printed material, usually from the government that or some agency that is in the form of a booklet or of some sort, and they can click on that. Again, notice I was talking about 3D printed firearms in last month's newsletter. I have a video on packaging firearms, and then this is a resource, firearms identification. Following that, I then choose some of the jobs that have been posted on our website in order to um, show people there are these jobs. They are recent ones that have been placed on the website. And so they click on that, it takes them to the job. Also, I stuck another ad in here. Takes them to that page with the colleges and universities that we get links for. And then at the very bottom is just some more links and the unsubscribe and so forth. Okay, so that's what the newsletter should look like. Now, what I need to do is choose a new topic. So included will be a newsletter list in the form of a spreadsheet. So these are all the articles and newsletters since 2010 that have been sent out, and keeping track of the featured article, featured resource, and then the video. So here we are, December 2024. I sent the thing about firearms. We see all of that listed. So what do I want to do for January? Well, let's consider, how about I haven't done anything for a while with computer crime, uh, computer forensics. So I'm going to go to the website and look for something to put as my main article. So I go to the articles tab here and I'm going to computer forensics, and we have a listing of articles and resources about computer forensics. I think that this article here, Challenges in Modern Digital Investigative Analysis, that sounds like it might be a good one. And this is from the director of the U.S. Department of Justice Cybercrime Lab. All right, so I just looked that over real quick and see, is this something that I think might be good, that people might want to click on? It looks pretty good. So I'm going to use this as my article. So how do I do that? Going over to January 2025 newsletter form that I have, I'm going to take the title and put it where the title last month was. I'm going to put the name of the person who wrote it right here. And I don't need this second line. So I'm just going to either take it out, or if I think I need to leave that there, so when I do the newsletter next month, I don't have to go searching for the code. I can just go ahead and make that hidden code. All right. So it won't show up. Now, if I just check it here, all right, here is the new headline and the person who wrote it. Now, I don't like it breaking like that, so I'm going to go over here and put a break. Now let's look and see what it looks like. That looks a little better. All right, and I think maybe I want to put where this guy works on here as well. So let's go back to the here, and we'll copy all of that, put it alongside his name here, but I'm going to put a break, a line break right there. and maybe a comma there. Now let's see what it looks like. That's quite a bit of stuff there. So he's the director, at least he was at the time he wrote it. And let's put another break before computer crime. And let's see how that looks. Okay, that looks all right. I may want to change that later, maybe make that text a little smaller. In fact, that's what I will end up doing. Okay, but let's go ahead and plug in some information here to insert this article. So I'm going to go to the article, and I think just what we have here would be fine. And so I'm going to go down here and grab a bunch of this text, copy it, go over here to my editor and put it in. Now, each of these things needs to be a paragraph. So I'll just quickly do that. What I like to do for this one, if there's something like a title like introduction, I don't want it to be too big. So I usually just make that bold and on its own line, but within the same paragraph. All right. And then looking at what do we have here? So we have digital. I think I'll just make it bold. Uh, so digital is bold. Investigative, that's another paragraph. And I'll make investigative bold. Raw data extraction, there is no kind of title to that. Okay. Then also, here is the URL for the website for this article. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to put it down here in this spot. So that'll be the link. Now, this whole thing about open access, that's unnecessary for this article. It's a government produced article. So those are in the public domain. So I'm just going to not use that for right now. Don't need it. But I do need a title right there. Okay, so let's put the title in. All right. So let's take a look and see what our article looks like now. All right, so you see that now here there's a really odd character here. We don't want that. So sometimes things like quote marks that are okay on the web page, when we put them into this for the email, they don't translate. So what I want to do is go through and change all these quote marks so they're just a standard keyboard stroke mark and not a special character. That includes this mark here. Let's see. We probably have more down here. Okay, let's try it again and see what we have. So those are okay down here. Now, if I click on read complete article, this should go ahead and take us to the article. There it is. So that is successful. Okay, but notice that it's a little bit long. I have blank space here. I don't have any more ads to put there. You don't want to make this too long. You want them to read just enough to say, I want to read the rest. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off this last paragraph here. And now, as we look, that looks a little better. All right, so now I have the article in, and I'm going to go ahead and save this before I lose it. Now I want to make sure that I